knows this? Hello. Hello, hello. Good day to you wherever you may be. Who knows this? I know those who read a Greek would know this, and I know those who are from families where they farm and are not too young would know. If you are not too young and you are from a farming family, you will know this. The Greek students would know that, everybody would know that this is cocoa. But the Greek students would also know that the botanical name is Theobroma cacao. Theobroma cacao. A lot of people eat chocolate, but they don't know where chocolate comes from. This is the main ingredient in chocolate. So, when I come, you know that I've come not just to show you Theobroma cacao or cocoa, but to show you anything that I may bring at any time to hinge the discussion on. But you know that I've come mainly to discuss a proverb and eventually proverbs. So, today, let's talk. The Yoruba would say, Yorubas are very wise people. They say, Igi Gbogbo Ni N, and that is correct. Igi Gbogbo Ni N. If you have listened to King Sunny Ade's song, one of his songs in which he sings, Igi Gbogbo Ni N, ọ̀tọ̀ nigi obi, ọ̀tọ̀ nigi kòkó tí ń ṣọlọ́jà gbogbo igi lóko. Ọlọ́jà is another word, is synonymous with king or chief. So when they say igi kòkó ní ṣe ọlọ́jà gbogbo igi lóko, that is, the cocoa tree is the king of all trees in the farm. Igi Gbogbo Ni N. And not just trees, all plants produce money. Every plant produces money. But before a tree or any plant at all will produce money for you, you have to know the relevance of that plant to health, to the economy, to beauty, to anything at all. Because different plants are relevant in different things. Like I said, cocoa, Theobroma cacao, is the main ingredient in chocolate. But a lot of people also know that apart from the fact that cocoa is used, look at it. Those are the beans. We call these the cocoa beans. This is the pod, you know. So in those days, when I was a kid, we had a lot of cocoa farmers around. Cocoa was, of course, it is a cash crop. But in my childhood, there were a lot of cocoa farmers and cocoa merchants, and we saw a lot of cocoa stores where people take their cocoa to weigh so that you know the worth, the financial worth of your cocoa. So most of those cocoa stores would have a pavement in front where people spread the cocoa beans to dry. And when we are passing by, we were allowed, we will take a few and nibble on either the fresh one. You can nibble, if it's the fresh one, they are just evacuating the cocoa beans from the pod. You could lick on that as sweet, and when they are dry, we also take a handful to nibble on as snack. But those who are younger may not So there are people who have never seen this. Who don't know the main ingredients in chocolate. There are many. So if you are in that class, this is a privilege. So this is where your chocolate comes from. This is where your chocolate comes from. So I'm going to remove the cocoa beans from the cocoa pot. Removing the cocoa beans from the cocoa pot. So this is what you have left. A lot of people also, there are people who know the uses to which this seemingly useless stuff, there are people who know the uses, many uses to which this thing can be put. You have, I think this is useful in soap production, and I know that there are people who know how to use this for cocoa beer. If you drink beer, then you know what beer is, and this is useful for a kind of beer. I don't know that. Now, so back to our theme, the proverb, Igi Gbogbo Ni N. When they say Igi Gbogbo, I'm going to keep this and do a bit of research to see whether I can put it to any use before. I should just throw it away. I don't know yet. But for now, I'm keeping this here. Keeping that here for now. So, as I was saying, all trees produce money. All trees produce money. And I said, not just trees, but all plants. All plants produce money. All plants produce money. There are many people who are broke. They are broke, but they are surrounded by money. Those plants in front of your house, behind your bathroom, behind your barn, the plants that you trample upon everywhere, every time, is money. When you see any plant at all, think of money. Money, and I don't mean money that would involve any devilish rituals. I mean money. Many of these plants, let me ask you, how many kinds of vegetables do you know? There are people who don't know more than ugu. When I was young, in Yoruba land, we didn't eat ugu, but we ate a lot of vegetables. There are people now who don't know more than ugu. They know water leaf because the Calabar people popularized that by their soup called edikaikon. They know a few. They know green. Green is very popular. But well, thank you, Shegun Odewumi Ima. Thank you so much for joining. So when I was growing up, we had a lot of vegetables in Yoruba land. The one they call green now, we call it tete. But even that tete, there are different kinds of tete. The one that is popular now is called tete arowojeja. Apart from that, we have tete olonsu. That is the one that was dispersed, that the seeds were dispersed by God. We have tete kurubu. That name comes from the shape of the leaf of the tete. We have tete elegun, tete atete daye. There were different kinds of tete. Then when you move away from tete, you move to their cousin shoko. We have shoko. I think shoko is still, it's a bit popular in Lagos because restaurants like to use shoko. Then we have odu. I know that many people, many young people, many young, this one seems bad. People who are younger, a lot of people who are maybe under 40. Okay, I'll keep this aside for now. A lot of people who are under 40 may not know Odu, Odu vegetable. Then we have Rorowo. We call it Rorowo, but I've seen people saying Worowo. We call it Rorowo. We have Igbagba. We have Ebolo. There is a popular proverb that has to do with Ebolo. Kò sí bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe Ebolo tí ò ní rùn pẹ́. We have and there are some that were not direct, they were not popularly called vegetables, but they were actually vegetables. They were not as popular. Like if you know cocoyam plants, the young leaf of cocoyam plants is also used as vegetable by some people. We have a lot of vegetables in those days. All of those are also money. Or Igi Gbogbo Ni N. All plants produce money. All plants produce money. I've seen a man who was an architect and a very knowledgeable, experienced architect. At some point, things were not moving on well for him, and so he prayed and he received an insight from inside of himself that he should go and start a vegetable farm. So he was planting vegetables, and the vegetable business became very prosperous. And from there, from the vegetable farm, he made useful contacts that also helped his architecture career. So, Igi Gbogbo Ni N, don't forget that's what we are discussing. All trees produce money, and I add that all plants produce money. All the leaves, if you don't have a job, you have written letters to different places. Go to your backyard. Go and snap pictures of the leaves in your backyard. And then go to people who have gardens or horticulturists that you know. Go and ask them, what is this leaf? When you know the name, what is this? In fact, you can ask people on your farm, what is this leaf? What is this plant? What is this tree called? When you know the name, all you need now is the name. When you know the name, go to Google, type the name. Medicinal uses of so plants. Herbal uses of so plants. Cosmetic uses of so plants. Food benefit, food value of so plants. You will learn a lot. A lot. There are people who are just planting flowers, maybe roses, an exotic species of roses on a piece of land that is not more than one plot. And because they have learned about it, from that one plot, they will be making a living just by planting roses. There are people who are just planting ginger, maybe on 1 acre of land. And just by planting ginger or turmeric, turmeric, that's another money spinner. And when you add value to it, you can imagine if you plant turmeric on an acre of land, and you are not selling off your turmeric as they come, you are processing it, you are turning it to powder. And because you are educated, you do yours in a you introduce your own twist to it, and you do it in a way that it stands out from the different turmeric brands in the market. Before you know it, you are no longer a beggar. Igi Gbogbo Ni N, ọ̀tọ̀ ni igi obì, ọ̀tọ̀ ni ti kòkó tí ń ṣe ọlọ́jà gbogbo igi lóko. See, there are people who still have this cocoa, this Theobroma cacao, who still have it on their father's farms, and they don't know what to make of it. You can start a small chocolate business. You just go to YouTube now, go and watch. By the time you watch 20 videos on chocolate production, you will bring out valid, useful points that would help you to start off your chocolate business. A lot of people now are into cream production business, particularly those who want to bleach their skin. They patronize these people producing locally produced cream. Many of them are looking for materials that have certain chemicals that will be useful in their cream production business. And do you know what? Many of them travel to London to go and import powder made from plants that you are just cutting off behind your father's house. Because by the time these cream makers hear some foreign sounding names, they think it is something different from those ones behind your back, behind your house. It is the same thing, so if you ask what is the name of this thing, if they tell you the name in Yoruba, take it to Google. When you take it to Google, type the name in Yoruba and say, what is this thing called in English? By the time you see what it is called, look at it. These are the cocoa beans. These ones are so fine, well set. When you see the name in English, then go to the next stage. What are the cosmetic benefits of this plant? What's the food value of this plant? What's the medicinal value of this plant? What are the uses of this plant? And you will see all sorts of uses beyond medicine, beyond cosmetics, beyond food. You will see other uses that nobody knew, and you will be the one to start it. What are we discussing? Igi Gbogbo Ni N. All trees produce money. All plants produce money. And you are always cutting bushes behind your house. You have never researched, this plant looks attractive. This plant behind my house. So what use can I put it? What can I use it for? You will never be broke again. A lot of people are surrounded by very valuable things, but they have never given it attention. They have never made effort to find out, is there any use to which these plants can be put? But they only want to beg. Come and give me data. Come and give me money. And you trample upon money everywhere. Everywhere you are trampling upon money in the form of leaves and plants. Igi Gbogbo Ni N. So this is where your chocolate comes from. Igi Gbogbo Ni N. Ọ̀tọ̀ ni tóbi, ọ̀tọ̀ ni ti kòkó, tí ń ṣe ọlọ́jà gbogbo igi lóko. When they say ọ̀tọ̀ ni tóbi, ọ̀tọ̀ ni ti kòkó, they are saying that every one of them is distinct and unique. Every plant that you see is distinct and unique. Ọlọ́tọ̀ ni tòun ọ̀tọ̀. Every plant that you see is distinct and unique. There's no plant that is useless. The ones that are not edible may be useful to the cosmetics industry. The ones that are not useful to the cosmetics industry may be useful to the pharmaceutical industry. The ones that are not useful to the pharmaceutical industry may be useful in the production of animal feeds. So you are surrounded by money. Open your eyes and see it. If you have ever seen this on your father's farm, this is the source of chocolate. You can start a small chocolate business, or you can take care of the plant to increase yield and look for a place where they produce chocolate and go tell them that you have cocoa to sell. They'll buy from you and you will not be broke again. When they say rosemary, do you know, a lot of us, we buy curry, we buy thyme, we buy bay leaf, and there is bay leaf. You have the bay leaf tree in your farm, but you don't know, and you leave that there. The difference is that maybe in your farm you see it as green, but by the time you are buying bay leaf from the store, it's been dried and it's brown. So have you ever asked about those plants in your farm, in your neighborhood, that you consider useless? Rosemary. This is rosemary here. I just want to pluck a bit for you. I don't want to move the camera. I don't want it to scatter. But this is rosemary. It is green now. When they dry it, they put it in a bottle, they put label, and we are buying rosemary. A cup of rosemary is 1,000 naira. Now, if you have just 10 plants, 10 rosemary plants, do you know how many cups of rosemary you can get from that in a year? You can get a lot. And you do your own in a way that it will be so special. It will be very, very different from the ones that they have seen before. How would that happen? You just go and study the rosemary in the market and think of the value that you can add to yours to make it better than what they had seen before. And that's it. You are cashing out. So Igi Gbogbo Ni N. So I just want to call your attention to this, that every plant you see, every tree you see is money. When you see a tree, you see money. You see a plant, that is money you are looking at. Yeah? That is money you are looking at. Go and find out the uses of the plants around you. You can make a lot. And you don't have to do it like, you don't have to do it the way those people that you have seen using plants for business that you don't see as respectable. You don't have to do it the way they do theirs. You can do yours very differently, and people will see it and respect you and appreciate your creativity and commend you, and you become an inspiration. Apart from the fact that you become self-reliant, you no longer beg for money from your mom, your dad, your auntie, your uncle, or strangers on Facebook. But you also become self-reliant, and you can help people around you. You can help people around you just by giving attention to the plants around you. This is it. Cocoa, Phil Broma, cacao. Just by giving attention to the plant around you, you can become self-sufficient, you can become self-reliant, and you can become helpful to others around you. You can help yourself and even show others the way. Igi Gbogbo Ni N. So every plant produce money. Every plant produce money. The fruits that you see on every plant is money. The tree, the leaves that you see on any plant is money. All the leaves that you see anywhere is money. Leaf is money. Plant is money. Tree is money. It is not only mahogany or teak or melina or obeche or iroko that is money. Even small plants, shrubs, those small shrubs that you see, not only the giants. It was when knowledge was limited that some were classified as cash crops. There is no crop again that is not cash crop. You only need to shine your eyes and see the oh my God, and see how great God Almighty is. I remember that song now as I'm speaking. All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small, All things wise and wonderful. Everything is wise and wonderful. That Lord God made them all. Each little flower that opens, each little bud that sings. He made their glowing colors. He made their tiny wings. You see? Everything. This one is bad. All those things that you see around you, there is no plant that is useless. And not just plant, there are a lot of useful things around you that can give you financial independence, that can give you financial breakthrough, that can take you to financial freedom, but you have not taken notes of them. So today I have focused on plants. Another time I'll bring insight on some other things that are around you and that can give you a lot of money that you have not taken note of. So I have my cocoa beans here, and I'm going to cover that. I will cover that with this cloth, and I'll cover it with the cover of the bowl, and I will open it in 7 days time. If I have the opportunity to come on camera on the day that I shall be opening these cocoa beans, I want it to ferment for the next 7 days. If I have the opportunity to come on camera again, to come and show you what I do next after 7 days, I'll be glad to do that. I hope you join me then, and I hope you like this video. Share it to your friends. Let somebody draw useful any insight that they may consider useful from. I don't remember to say it often, like share. I don't remember to say it often, but I would like you to share. If you share my videos, I will be happy. So don't forget, what we have discussed today is Igi Gbogbo Ni N. All trees produce money, and by extension, all plants produce money. You can become financially free. You can gain financial independence. You can stop asking for money from your mom, from your dad, from strangers on Facebook and social media. You can stop begging from your uncle or auntie or anybody at all. If you only open your eyes and see the wealth that you are surrounded with. God has so blessed the universe that the universe feeds the universe. In fact, you know, some of these plants blossom, sprout small when you prune them. You know, just by pruning your flowers. There are some that we consider as decorative stuff. But even your decorative flowers, you have to prune them for the flowers to be healthy. And those ones that you prune off, sometimes those are very expensive leaves, but you don't know. Sometimes you are even looking for money to buy that scissors that they use to prune the flowers, or sometimes you are looking for money to pay somebody who has come to help you. Whereas the flower itself is money. Igi Gbogbo Ni N. All plants produce money. All trees produce money. Don't forget. I'll see you again. Bye for now.